All right, y'all, here we are back again. This is actually day 2 of filming here in Northwest Indiana, cool season lawns, talking about overseeding. We've got another project here at Back Lawn we'll talk about in a minute. We're actually talking more about our seeding support pack though, and this seed support pack is all liquid. Last one we did had some granular fert with liquids, but a lot of you like to go all liquid, and so that's what we're going to show you today, and it actually ends up being a little bit more simple, a little fewer steps. So we got the 1621-2 green pop starter fert that also includes the liquid aeration, the potassium hydroxide, all in the mix. We also have a little bit of RGS because we want some extra sea kelp and humic, a little bit of sea kelp in there too. This will give us a little more sea kelp and humic. And then Hydrotain, of course, moisture manager, great for when you put down fresh seed. In between waterings, helps your watering to go further. And then we're going to use the MesoTrione pre-emergent. You can get all of this in a pack. We'll show you on the screen here and get a discount on that, get that shipped right to you. But I'm going to do everything else too. We're going to do an overseeding, and we're going to throw some peat moss down in the thin spots. The whole thing, stem to stern, start to finish. Let's get to it. All right, so here we are in my friend Luke's backyard. You guys know Luke. He goes by the Turf King. He's been in all the videos that we've done here in Northwest Indiana the last couple 2-3 years. And actually we had another project lawn set up for this and it fell through, so he's been kind enough to lend us his backyard. If you haven't seen, his yard is thick. I'll show you his front yard now. It's gross, it's so thick. Okay, so his backyard, a little bit different story. There's foot traffic back here and that kind of stuff. There's a few thin spots here and there. So this will make a nice candidate just to show you how to do it. This is 2,500 square feet. Again, the packs, the seed support packs, are up to 5,000 square feet. You could even stretch them to 6,000. But this is 2,500 square feet, so we're just gonna go through, give this a good aeration with the liquid aeration, overseed the whole thing. But this is what we're doing, and let's get started. Okay, so the next thing is grass seed. We have our premium double dark, 80% rye, 20% bluegrass. That rye is going to germinate in like 5 days or so, so you get really fast results. Beautiful color. This is the seed I recommend for, well, pretty much anywhere in the north, but Midwest, beautiful area. I wanted to mention too that we did go ahead and cut the lawn yesterday, and he cut it maybe 1 or 2 notches shorter than normal, and he does that because we're not going to be able to mow for at least 2 weeks, really 3 if you can stand it that long. And so you want to cut before you do all this and cut a little bit lower just to give yourself, you know, hedge yourself your bets, because your existing grass is going to grow a lot. And that's part of the strategy here, even though we're working on an already thick lawn. That's part of what we're trying to do, is thicken up the grass that's there, as well as add this new cultivar here, fresh grass seed, to fill in any thin spots, and also improve the varieties, improve the overall health of the lawn by adding fresher cultivars. How's a mouthful? Let's go through it now. All right, now we're gonna get to the fun part, the spraying of all the liquids. Before we do that, the biggest question I always get is, can I mix those together? So the first thing I'm gonna tell you is this, the MesoTrione, which is the last thing we're gonna apply. This is the only ide or herbicide in the whole thing. It's a pre-emergent that we apply with the seed to stop weed competition. This can only be applied through a battery pump sprayer. It cannot be applied through a hose-in sprayer. So that's one rule. Other than that, if you had a sprayer that could push everything, you certainly could. You could mix the starter, the RGS, the Hydrotain, and all of in here. None of the stuff is gonna interact poorly with each other. The only challenge is, especially with this particular sprayer here, it doesn't have enough power to pump that thick mix through. So if you had my 4-gallon backpack, yes, that's got a 1 gallon per minute pump. It'll push everything through. You could mix it all together. So that's kind of the general rule. Now, if you're a beginner and you're thoroughly confused, don't do that. Do everything exactly the way I do it, step by step by step. I'm not gonna mix them together, I'm gonna do them separate. And that'll be easier for you as a beginner, and then as you get more advanced, you can have fun mixing stuff, because that is the fun part. So with that, let's get into applying first our green pop starter fert, and this is the easiest to apply of all. I'll show you why. All right, so the first is gonna be our liquid starter fert. This is the green pop. The nice thing here is it's got the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in it, plus the liquid aeration, the potassium hydroxide built in. Also a little bit of sea kelp. So the nice thing here is, as you know, in your pack, you get this right here. I'm trying not to spill. What you want to do is just take that out and put this directly in. Now you can't do this with all of them. Like, you can't do that with the RGS here, but you can do it with this one, because this one bottle right here covers 2,500 square feet. Now you get 2 in the pack, so that's 5,000 square feet. You could stretch it to 6 if you needed to, but that's basically it right there. We're gonna screw that on, and then we're ready to spray. So you just want to get this down as even as possible. Just follow your own instincts. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything difficult to do. Don't stress over this. You're not going to burn anything with it. This is all good for the lawn. Hose management, the #1 thing. Keep your frustration levels down.
Calm down.
I'm calm!
Another thing is, help you see where you've sprayed is to wear polarized sunglasses, especially if it's sunny out. That'll just help you to be able to see where you've sprayed and where you haven't. Now, I'm coming up on not quite halfway done here, but getting close, so we're gonna take a look here at the end. So where are we at? We're not quite halfway done with the lawn, and we're not quite halfway done with our spray. So we're actually doing good. And that's all you gotta do is just use your gut, trust your gut. Oh yeah, that looks right, I'm halfway through, I'm almost halfway through, that's it. So now we're gonna go and do the rest of the lawn. And I have a little more than half left of the lawn and a little more than half left of the magic starter syrup. This mix here, as you'll see, it doesn't turn real brown when it comes out here. I'll show you, like here's water only right there. And now here's when the mix is going. You can see the color difference isn't that much, as with some products it is. So it's a little harder to see there, but that's why you can see it's a clear bottle here. So just watch it going down. Again, like I talked about, imagine how much of the lawn you've done, how far down this is. Just you do it that way, you'll be fine. Again, this is only 2,500 square feet. You're not managing a whole football field here with one of these. It's just 2,500 square feet, nice small area. You can do it, you'll see. You can see this yard is pretty much like most of everybody else's, and not everything is in a perfect circle inside of a beautifully made landscape bed. You know, that's just how some things happen. So don't stress, do the best you can to get it out. I got a little bit left here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and just put this out as evenly as I can across the lawn. What I meant when I said this lawn isn't perfect, the lawn goes up against there, I got stuff in the way. That's gonna happen, so. All right, we got a little bit at the bottom that's just not gonna get out, so these definitely will destroy your knuckles. You'll get cuts all over your hands, just be ready. Nobody ever said lawn care was 100% enjoyable all the time. So all I do is put a little bit more water in there. There we go, flowing again, okay. All right, now we'll get the rest of this back out. Yours hopefully will not have to have that water added to get the last bit out of the bottom, but this is cheap equipment here. You know, we're not working with $10,000 truck mounted units. This is a $2, $3 piece of plastic spray wand here. So sometimes you gotta improvise to get everything out. That's why there's no stress in this. Just have fun doing it. Spraying and praying, my friends. All right, now and after you're done, you wanna clean this out by getting some, this is a water only setting, just so you know it's water only, and then that's sucking. Water no suck, suck to blow.
Now, commence operation vacuum suck.
Okay, water only. We're gonna fill up some sort of a cup. Then you're gonna go to the on position, turn this over, and pour the water on the orifice. And you'll see it suck to blow.
She's gone from suck to blow.
And that cleans it out. And then if the straw's dirty, clean out the straw. Reinsert. You can hear it. Good to go. All right, now you could stop right there. Use your peat moss, keep it watered, you're good, but I like to go the extra mile, do a little extra. And the first thing we're gonna go extra with is RGS, root growth stimulant. This has more sea kelp added on, plus humic and fulvic, which is great for chelating nutrients out of the soil. So we wanna put this down. You know, you're gonna have a lot of this left over. You can apply this every like 3 weeks if you want. But for this first one here, what we're gonna do, now this is where the hose end sprayer comes in that came in the pack. We're gonna fill this up with a little bit of water first. Rate here is 3 ounces per 1,000. We have 2,500 square feet, so that means I need 7.5 ounces, 3 ounces per 1,000. We have 2.5 of those, 2,500. So that means I need 7.5 ounces. This is an 8-ounce cup here, so almost to the top. There we go. You can see I'm not super precision with this. It's a biostimulant, so it's all about fun, helping the soil, helping the roots. Get that down in there. Okay. All right. we're good to go. Oh yeah, see? You can see the brown in this one. All right, the next one we have is Hydrotain Moisture Manager. This one already comes with its own hose in, so just pop it in, you're good to go. This jug will cover 5,000 square feet. We've actually got 2,500, so we're just gonna use half this jug and we're gonna save the rest for another time or another part of the lawn. Let's do it. Now, one thing I wanna bring up here while we're doing this, some of you might think, man, you sprayed a lot of chemicals down there. Well, these are chemicals. Yeah, I mean, water's a chemical, H2O is a chemical compound, so you gotta think of it that way. These are all things that are good. These are good chemicals, fertilizers, biostimulants like organic compounds like humic and fulvic and sea kelp, right? These are good things for the soil. This is a moisture manager. You could think of this like moisturizer for your skin, right? So these are the good things. So don't think like you're overdoing it here. These are like taking the vitamins you need, taking some probiotics that you need. If I'm gonna give you like human examples or human, metaphors?
I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. You're a healer. There's a patient.
So, all good stuff right here. Now remember, you put seed down too, so we've done all this spraying on top of the seed, so we're watered it in real good. All positive things. There we go. Now we'll put this down maybe in the front yard or somewhere else. Save it for later. Hydrotain's great for plants, shrubs, everything else. So if you have some left over, use it up or save it for your lawn for another time. Okay, our final step is our MesoTrione. This is pre-emergent. This is a pre-emergent. Pre-emergent means it's gonna stop weeds, and it's one that you can use along with seeding. This is comes with this little dropper here, or this little syringe, and we need 2.5 teaspoons. It's 1 teaspoon per 1,000 square feet. Again, I'll say that again. 1 teaspoon per 1,000 square feet. We have 2,500 square feet, or 2,500. So we need 2.5 teaspoons. Get a nice easy measurement here. There we go, 2.5. And then what we're gonna do is fill our sprayer halfway with water first. This is a 2-gallon sprayer. So this is about the max that you could do in one fill here is 2.5 teaspoons or 2,500 square feet. If you guys watch me, some of you will know I always say that 1 gallon covers 1,000 square feet, and that is the rule. But here we have 2,500 with a 2-gallon sprayer, so we're gonna stretch it, and that's okay. I just need to walk a little bit faster. The key is that this 2.5 teaspoons gets out evenly across the 2,500 square feet, and the water is the carrier. So we'll put that in there. Good to go. Agitate that a little bit. Actually agitate it quite a bit. And then fill up the rest with water. All right, good to go. All right, so there we go, we got that out. Now, if you're wondering about this, I've got videos I'll link below that'll show you how to spray with a sprayer, actually with a 4-gallon sprayer, but all of the stuff still translates. I'm using a flood jet tip here. I also have lots of videos or blog posts on how to spray with different tips, what they all mean, how to use them. I'll link all that below. I have everything you need here to get you trained, no matter if you want to just be a beginner or more advanced, what you want to do. So there we go, we got this here. And we got 1 or 2 more steps and we're about done. All right, y'all, so there you go. Now we got all the spraying and all the praying done. Now, next, if you did have any thin spots, you could put in some peat moss or some patch master, something like that to help hold in moisture as well as stop erosion. We did that at our project across the street. Here, this lawn is so thick, we don't really need it. All the seed's been melted down in. So now really the big thing you wanna do is just water. You wanna water 2 to 3 times a day. You wanna try to keep this wet all day if you can for at least the next 3 weeks. So constantly wet all day for the next 3 weeks. That's how she likes it. That'll help you get the best growth, and of course you'll see things start to green up. Now this lawn being not super thin and already looking good, it's just gonna look way better. But if your lawn is super, super thin, you'll notice, again, within that 3 weeks, it will look markedly better. So with that, I will do a lot of links in the description below that'll help you with other concepts here, as well as make sure you subscribe to my podcast called Lawns Across America, where I'm gonna go into all of these concepts in much more depth over the next few weeks. I'm Alan Hay, the Lawn Care Nut. I am tired of talking, so I'll see you in the lawn.